Today we're going to talk about looking at the tax records to get information about a property. So you do that by going to the MLS site, Paragon, and you're going to see taxes right here. You click on it, and you're going to see the Realist Tax search, and you also have by counties. Typically, you always go to the Realist Tax search. You click on that, and you're going to have to say here and allow for Adobe Run Flash. You're going to have to wait a minute. And when it pulls up, here on this side you got Quick Search and you got My Search. You want My Search tab to be clicked. So the property we're going to do is 6930 Mangrove Lane, and it is in Fort Wayne, and you click on the search. So it's pulled it up. It's in Robert Sutton. Now you're going to see a couple things. You got over here different buttons. This is a drawing tool. This is boundaries. I click on that and I can get the parcel, the neighborhood, the zip code, school districts. So let's just say I want to know school districts. I want to know the elementary school. I want to know flood zone. It's important. Neighborhood. So I do that. Darn it. Try again. I close it. So should give, hang on. How do I get out of this? My system is moving slow. So I clicked on a property. I'm going to show you something too. Because I put the address in, that's where it told me the property is. If I go over here to aerial, it physically gives me an aerial of the photo. Now I'm going to go down here. Do you see where it says map and grid? If I click map, the whole thing becomes a map. So use control click to see the flood data. So control, what that disappeared on me. I want to see something. Okay. So I can zoom in. Shows me where the property is. I'd love to see property lines, so let's see why that's not showing. Let's take this off. We're going to check. Now it did. Sometimes the computer's a little slow. So there you can see the property line. So this is on a golf course. There's the water, and you can see the property. The computer's just running slow. So this is the aerial photo of the property. I'm going to go back up here. You see map, grid, or split. So if I go split, this is the grid, giving me the name of the seller. And if I go back here and say I just want the grid, gets rid of the photo or the map and just gives me the grid. So I'm going to go back here to split. So I want to see now information on this house. So I have to double click on it pretty much anywhere. And it's going to open up information on the property. So starting out, gives me the address. It also gives me the total zip code, 46835-9676. It's in Allen County. It's telling me the MLS has 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. The MLS square footage is 4,840. It was built in 2000. It's a single family residence. The MLS last list price was $300,000, and the lot square footage is this. This is telling you the name of the seller. Two names. And it's important to note that when you're going out to a property, and I had one just happen this week that Adult Protective Services wanted to sell the property, and I pulled the property up and noticed that it was in two names. Well, the second name was the ex-wife. And so that's being said that any signatures of documents, you have to have the husband and wife's signature, even if it's a divorce, unless they have a divorce decree stating that the property is now owned 100% by the husband, or if the wife has passed away, you have to have a death certificate. So this is again giving me the address. This is saying the zip code, and this is the extension. This is the courier route for the Postal Service. There are routes, and it is owner occupied. This tells me it's in St. Joe Township. It's lot 341. It's telling me again the zip code, the extension, the census number, and the carrier route. This is telling me over here topography, that is flat or level. Flood zoning is X, and we'll get into that later. Because I'm going to have to pull up a property that is in a flood zone. We're looking down here. This is a parcel number. Basically, you're going to see this one, new parcel number, and the old parcel number. You notice that's highlighted in blue, and I'm going to go and explain what that means. It's telling you that 82% of the land is improved. Exemptions, they have a homestead and a supplemental. Tax exempt amount is $161,000. Tax year is 2017. So his taxes on the property, annual taxes, are $4,247. This is the legal description. Cherry Hill, going here, assessment. The assessment year, last assessment was 2017. The lot was assessed at $66,800. Improvements, $311,900. So it gives you a total assessment of $378,700. The reason that we like to know the assessed value is if we're talking to a seller and doing what is called a CMA, competitive market analysis, we sometimes look at the assessed value because they are supposed to be more realistic as far as valuation of properties now for tax purposes. They have taken the last 15 years of what the sales price of properties are, and they are trying to use that sales price to correlate with the assessed value. Doesn't mean it's always true, but at least gives you something to hang your hat on. Acreage is 0.37. This is just the actual square footage. The amount of street frontage, 108. And the depth is 152. Again, I said it's a single family residence. Year built. It's a one-story. Above ground. Has 2,703 square feet. Now here, they're basically saying half bath. That is not correct because up here, we talked earlier that it was on the one chart, and I'll show you that again, that it was 3 full baths and 4 bedroom. Heat is warm air, central air. It's a brick. It's got asphalt shingles, attached garage. Sewer is public, so it's not a well, and it's got a basement. Bedrooms, tax says 3, the MLS those says 4. It's showing baths as, half bath is 1. There are a total of 4 baths, 3 of them are full, and 1 is half. I told you wrong, or I didn't. Then down here gives you the current MLS stat sheet. It tells you also the listing date, what the MLS was listed as, when it was put in, and who had that listing. This gives you the lot size. Remember it said it was 108, about 100 and, what did we say, 58? Lots are not perfect as far as rectangular, and that's why you've got some discrepancy in the sides. Now, I'm going to go back up here, and I said this blue highlighted area. See when I move my cursor over there, it changes from an arrow or a line to a finger. If I click on that, that is going, and this is what is known as the assessor card. It's got the same information that we just looked at, but what it's got in addition is we said that the assessed value for 2017 was $378,700. The assessed value for 2018 is $380,700. Tells you for 2016, 15, and 14. You can see kind of the price went up, then it went down, down, and then it went up. Looking through this, again, the seller's name, it tells you basically that he bought the home off of Quality Craft. He bought, this is what the lot was that he paid for the property and then had it built. This is the legal description, township, pretty much self-explanatory, the location. This gives you the lot size again on the property. This goes through, it gives you the calculated acreage, the lot frontage, parcel acreage you're not doing. So it's not farmland, so none of this pertains. Characteristics, floods, hazards, it's not checked. Public utilities is all. The street is paved. Neighborhood life cycle, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what that is. But look at page 2. Page 2 has an outline of the house. Now, I know this is wood deck. This is getting you how this deck is shaped around the house. This is the shape of the house. Now, see this 3B CBGR, BRG? That's basically, it's a 3-car garage. So, tells me it's 33 by, just seeing what my dimensions are. They can't be 40. If I add it up, 7 7's 14, 10, 24, 25. So it's going to be about 25 by either 33 or 38 because it's from here to here. Do you see right here where it's got one S and then a B? That's referring to first floor, but the B under there tells you it's got a basement under this area. So this area right here, the 2110, is the square footage of the first floor, and also there's a basement under it. Do you see here, first floor, and then a B of 602? This is telling me that this area here, it's got 602 square feet. You can see they've got the lines. This is a 2 foot by 10 by 18 by 3. And under this area is a full basement. This is just an open porch. And this area is basically dealing with a patio. Now, on this house, you have on the first floor, you have 2101 and 602, so you got 2703 square footage on the first floor. Then you have in the lower level that's finished, you got another 2100 square feet. This area is 602 is actually a shop area. And again, without going into the house, you would not know it. But after you've gone into the house and now you look at the tax records, it says, okay, that makes sense. I can also tell you that they've got a tub with jets, on the property. Again, so this is giving me my total square footage of the house is what they've got. And again, it was built in 2000. So this is the assessor card. It's always nice to have the assessor card in the file system, but for no other reason, it gives you a diagram of the house. Tells you too that we've got slab areas, we've got unfinished, we've got carpet, we've got tile. In the home, we've got plaster, walls, drywall, and we've got unfinished area, which we talked about. They're showing only 3 bedrooms, and the reason being is the 4th bedroom is actually on the lower level. A lot of times on tax purposes, they tax you based on a number of baths and bedrooms. So it's very possible that he didn't finish the basement off until they had already done an assessment walk through it, or they could have classified that 4th bedroom as a home office. Again, to have a bedroom in the basement, you have to have window access. It has to meet so many inches wide and tall, and be only so many inches off of the floor. So this kind of gives you a breakdown of what the house has. It's telling me here, I'm jumping around, that the garage has got 858 square feet. So this is the assessor card. So I'm going to go back now, close that out, to this, and I'm going to go to this. It's highlighted in blue. I click it, and I wait. What it's supposed to pull up is the MLS, and if it doesn't, I can copy that number, paste it into the MLS, and it will give me the MLS stat sheet. If I go back up here, comparables, I click on that, and we're waiting. And what it does is says, okay, here are different homes, and this gives you the sales date of homes that have sold, what they've sold for. This is the assessed value. This is the MLS price, lot size. Let's go down here. I'm going to scroll across. The MLS number. And so this is saying, okay, the high, the low, the medium on the properties. And let's go, this is high statistical. That just gives me where the properties are located. But that is what comparables, market trend. And what it did pretty much was look just in that subdivision or area. So here's my dates. It's kind of showing you the zip code and the city of Fort Wayne and Allen County as far as what prices are doing. The median price for properties sold via the MLS and the median sales price increased over time. Generally indicates an appreciated market in which demand exceeds supply. Conversely, if the median sales price is decreasing, it indicates a declining. So looking at this, boom, it's kind of going up. But from here, May, June, July, August, September, kind of going down. And then January and February, prices kind of going up. So that's what that. Neighborhoods. This actually, again, pulls up these properties. So it gives you just kind of a synopsis of, the owner's name, different information on the properties. Neighborhood profile. This tells you the schools. Arlington, St. Joe Central are the elementary schools. This is the middle school that they've got. Middle and high school, Fort Wayne Community. Jefferson Middle School on Wheelock Road. This gives you the ratings of the school. This gives you obviously non or public schools. So that's my neighborhood. If I close the report and I go back to the grid, wrong one, I go back to the map. What I also can do is say, okay, I'm just curious to this one. I click on this. It says, okay, this is owned by Kevin Heimelhaber, and the sales date was September of 1998. So that tells me that if the neighbor's house was built in 2000, that he bought this home. It's a one-owner property. Let me go across the street. Yvonne and Nicholas Colas, 98 also, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. So you can see, just as a quick snapshot, okay, house across the street. So in 2013, the MLS was 435,000 by Paul Floyd. And go here, 373, kind of gives you Tyler Kimmel. Sales date 2003. These individuals, 375. Angela Gephardt. She listed it. February 18th. Let's see what this house is. House next to it sold for $355,000. So that allows you to look really quick at what homes sold just in that particular area. So this is basically how you pull up information on the tax records. Now I'm going to show you one other way, which is a little more challenging. I don't like it, but that's okay. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to taxes. But now I'm going to go to Allen County. And I can go continue to the Allen County Assessor's property, or the GIS, or the PADI. So let's click PADI. I'm going to put the property address. 6930 Mangrove Lane. I'm going to hit this. What did I do wrong? Let's try Fort Wayne. Don't like it. Maybe because I need to do this. Property address. 69. Interesting. Well, let's go this route. Robert Sutton. Let's try this. See if I can find this. Does not like me. So I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to try this. Taxes, Allen County. Maybe it's because I'm using Chrome. Let's try this. Not going to give up. Let's try this. 6930. Okay. So it pulled up that property. Layers. I want to see something. Floodplain. Excuse me. So it's not any type of floodplain. I'm going to give you an example of a property that is later on. This tells you about the dwelling. If I wanted to see the property card, click on that. That's what we saw earlier. Aerial. You can kind of see that. Tell you what's something kind of neat too. Historical imagery. See the years? So in 1999, this house was built, but there were no other houses. Then boom, started to see these houses built. And then it's just pretty much the same. Toolbox, measure. If I wanted to measure, I could say, okay, how far from here to here? I'm going down. What I'm doing is measuring a lot. Third of an acre, square foot, gives me square footage. Let's see what this is. Okay. So that's looking at a property, what you need to know about the tax records.